What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Now, first off, if you haven't already, please follow me on TikTok. I'm trying to build my TikTok account. I'm at 6,000 plus followers right now. One of my videos got 1 million views, like Jupiter. However, you can't start making money on TikTok till you're 10,000 followers. So I need to hit 10K so I can make money. That, is, of course, is the #1 reason I'm doing it. But I'll be posting daily content of statues, so if you're on TikTok, hit me a follow, Flankster117. Anyways, let's talk about something. So I've been seeing lots of photos lately of Lady D right here. Checked out that photo. I forget who posted this, but credit to this dude. Sick collection. Look how incredibly massive she is. Holy Jupiter. Like, dear God. And that's another photo of her. My buddy has her, says she's like as big as Sauron. So first off, I'm a huge fan of Resident Evil Village. I thought it was an incredible game. I haven't played it since it first released. I'm actually going to replay it because my wife just bought me a VR for Christmas, a PlayStation VR 2. Previously, I was borrowing it from my brother Sharkzette, the cop. But I decided it was, on big sale for Black Friday, $350 instead of normally $600. So I decided, you know what, let's just get it. So there's a lot of games I want to play. Anyways, so I'm going to replay Resident Evil Village because there is a VR mode. I played a tiny bit of it at my brother's, and I want to replay it because he was just telling me how incredible it is, how incredible she is, because I remember how creepy and cool and kind of hot she was in the video game. So if you're unfamiliar, she's like I don't remember how tall, but probably like a 10-foot tall giant lady who's super creepy in the game. But also like has a really like pretty face and massive titties, but she's like a monster, and you get to fight her and everything. Anyways, when I see the size of this, like look at her next to Leon, next to Baldur. That is incredibly impressive. Like she is ginormous, definitely like as big as a 1/3 scale statue. She's basically a 1/3 scale, like. I don't know if she's bigger than Nemesis, but she looks as big as Nemesis, if not almost bigger. It's kind of hard to say because Nemesis is closer in the photo. But I'm highly considering her. I ain't going to lie, folks. I really want her. When I look at the statue, I'm like, you know what? This looks amazing. Not only is it from a video game I love, but the statue is a giant throne piece. It looks incredible. And I am extremely tempted. Now, of course, this is a top shelf piece. Because of that hat, you cannot display that down low. Any hat statues where they're wearing a hat, it has to be up high. Like, I remember, I haven't had a lot of hat statues, but I remember my Indiana Jones, anytime I did it down low, I'd never see the face because the hat covers it. And she, being what she is, I feel like being down low just would not look that good. Unless you had a hatless portrait, which it does not come with. It comes with 3 portraits, the DX bonus version. But she does not include a hatless option. I know the Pure Arts one does, but honestly, I've never been impressed with the Pure Arts one. It just looked like a giant doll to me. It didn't look like a high-end statue. It was literally a doll. And so I just wasn't impressed. Plus, the base sucked. Just did not care for it. So, the Prime one, super impressed. I've seen, there's no reviews out there, surprisingly. Like, there's a short by Nerdsphere. So, I would love to get her. I ain't gonna lie. Now, she's sold out through Prime 1. I can get her through a few different retailers, like Big Bag Toy Store, for example. It says ETA Q1 next year. So, I'm sure she'll ship in the next 2 months through a retailer. But if I'm going to get her, the only logical place to put her is where Elite is at. That's the thing. Like, if we got her, honestly, the best spot is right here in the corner, and then eventually Resident Evil 4, then I have every Resident Evil game, which I ain't going to lie, I really like the Resident Evil statues. Not only do I love the video games that are phenomenal, but the statues are just exceptionally cool. Because I love zombies. They're super cool. I love the gore aspect, the horror aspect. As you guys know, I'm a huge fan of horror statues. And so seeing her shotgun this zombie and seeing all these guts is just super cool. I love the zombie dog. Jill is super hot, but then you got this really cool zombie, and Nemesis is epic. So I know Lady D would be epic in person. she is in essence like a zombie monster creature, infected being. I wouldn't, you know, she does have some sort of virus that's transformed her into what she is. Now here's the thing. I have always eventually planned to move Alita. She can't stay here. Eventually she's got to move, which I'm still trying to figure that out. But ultimately I wanted to do Black Myth Wukong Bust and J&D Stellar Blade, because those are just two of my favorite games, and I really want those pieces. We also know that Prime 1 is releasing the frickin' Final Fantasy VII Rebirth line, and I'm going to want that. Now, I think the next 6 months is going to play a crucial role in my collecting. Because if things go according to plan, I can definitely collect a lot more in the future. But if they don't go to plan, then I need to account for my existing setup and space and whatnot. So the next 6 months is so crucial to my life. I mean, really, like Q1 2024. It will tell me a lot. Honestly, even just like a month from now, it's going to be pretty crazy. Lady D, I'm really wondering if I should get her. If I get her, obviously I can't put Black Myth Wukong Bust there. I cannot put J&D Stellar Blade. If I get her, I'm definitely getting Leon, because the idea would be Resident Evil 2, 3, 4, and Village, which I guess is Resident Evil 8. I think that'd be so cool having all of them in a row. The entire Resident Evil line together, kind of similar to that photo that guy did, which looks really, really cool. Now, the only way I can create space, as you guys know, is getting rid of MK. Now, I hate doing that for many reasons. One, I think this wall looks amazing. It's all Mortal Kombat. I got a lot of the key main characters. And if I was to, let's say, get rid of MK quarter scale, it would just look off. The only way to do MK, I feel, is to do MK just on these two shelves, and you free up this shelf. Meaning, you lower all three girls and Reptile down low. You do 2 and 2. You do Goro right there with Scorpion 1/3 and Scorpion Bust. Then you free up 2 shelves. Freeing up 2 shelves, let's just think about this for a second. One shelf, Final Fantasy VII. The other, Black Myth Wukong and J&D Stellar Blade. You move Alita, then you could do Lady D with Leon Kennedy. That solves that. It does not solve getting any more Kratoses, like the Kratos 3rd scale, if I wanted to get that, for example. Or the newer Kratos 4th scale that they're eventually doing with Bear Atreus, which I know I'm either going to get the 3rd scale or the Bear Atreus one. I won't pre-order the 3rd scale unless it's like low stock. But I doubt it will go low stock. I'm definitely very interested in that 3rd scale Kratos, and I don't know how I can resist it just because I love Kratos so much. I almost feel like I gotta get everything Prime 1 Kratos related. I gotta somehow make space. Now, in terms of, I mean, I don't mind that idea. I've heard some people say I should get rid of my MK 1/3, which the MK 1/3 is so incredibly well done that it's impossible for me to get rid of them. I like the quarter scale a lot as well, but the 3rd scale is extra special for me. The problem with me getting rid of the 4th scale is I lose Shao Kahn, Raiden, the MKX Scorpion and Sub-Zero costume, which those are my favorite costumes of them. That's the hardest thing is, one, I freaking love Raiden. I love Shao Kahn, and I love the MKX Scorpion and Sub-Zero costumes. They were my mains. So it's a real shame to not have them. Plus, I love the overall look of this wall, so it's really hard for me to sell them. If anything, I would rather just box them up and hope for a better future when I can display them more properly instead of selling them, because they're such low ESs, like 200, that it's going to be hard to get these type of pieces in the future, I feel. I don't see MK statues for sale that often. Now, in terms of moving Alita, this has always been something I've thought about. Like, there's only a few locations we can put this. One, you would have to get rid of sell Balrog and Fellbeast, then you could do a Lita bust and statue there. I don't know if I want to do that. I really like those two pieces. Secondly, if I can't actually sell Anubis and Cyclops, technically I could do a Lita bust and statue right here. Now, I think these fit better theme-wise here. Alita doesn't truly fit this setup. I think these fit better in terms of like a monster and creature and mythological creature wall better. So I think she does go next to Khaleesi good. I think display-wise she fits better there than she would like right there, for example. The other option is if I just threw her right here. By the way, if you guys ever go to Trader Joe's during Christmas time, get these dark chocolate covermint JoJo's. These are freaking amazing. I ain't gonna lie, folks. I really like those. Yeah, obviously, I could throw a leader right here, which I'm trying to avoid statues mid-room, but I feel like it's almost inevitable. And here's the thing. If I'm going to throw something mid-room, I feel like it's got to be either Queen Arnold bust, the new one, Infinity Studios Neytiri bust, Queen T-Rex, if I ever wanted to hunt that down again. My buddy saw it in person. He's like, dude, you gotta get it. He's like, it's not as big as you think. But he did say it was a total grail. Now, that one's going to be very hard to get if I ever wanted to hunt that down again. Unfortunately, Resin GK scammed me. I could have got through Secret Compass, but then the timing, he sold out by the time I realized I got scammed by Resin GK, who, by the way, has disappeared now. He kept asking me for more money. And I was like, dude, I ain't sending you money. And then he just disappeared. So, yeah. But ultimately, if I'm going to put anything mid-room, it's got to be like, honestly, probably Neytiri bust. If I'm going to do anything there, it's got to be Neytiri bust. And if it's Neytiri bust, it's got to be her third skill next to her. That's the only thing I think I want to consider, just because I already have Arnold. I don't need a duplicate there. If I'm going to do something, it should be something new. Neytiri, or, I mean, technically Alita, yes, would fit. And Alita's not that tall, which is at least nice. Neytiri is freaking huge, so she would, like, freaking tower where Alita's, like, freaking right there. Nevertheless, I really do want Lady D, so I'm highly considering her, folks. If any of you own her, let me know your thoughts on her. Does Flankster need her, or should we resist? I'm really, really, really tempted. So I think this next week will determine, because I got a few deals at work, like that ginormous deal. We're talking like a ginormous deal, folks. So big, it blows my freaking mind. It'd be the biggest commission of my life. So if I can get that deal, then sure, let's buy Lady D. It's like not even a problem, at least money-wise. I also have a few other deals I'm trying to close, which could buy her 10 times over, but that big one's a huge deal for me. So honestly, I might know by Tuesday, or maybe not Tuesday, but next week for sure. I think I'll know if that big deal's coming in, which I'm already the number one rep at work right now. I've hit my quota, which is very rare. So I'm doing so good at work right now. It's not even funny. Anyways, folks, let me know your opinion on Lady D. Should Flankster get her? Should we get her? I'm very tempted. I really like it. I'm going to replay the video game, and I think replaying it's going to make me want her even more, especially in VR. So I get my VR on December 5th, and I already got the game from Gamefly coming, so it should arrive in time once I get my VR. Anyways, folks, let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.